Life Talk.
Hey,
Cause this is Sports Life Talk.
hey,
You rock it with Sports Life Talk.
Life Talk.
Hot topics
Yeah.
with Sports Life Talk.
Come on.
So come and get you some Sports Life Talk.
Life.
They let us in the game, now we calling the shots. Things will never be the same, so
Yeah.
forget what you thought. Cause
Yeah.
life without sports ain't nothing but talk. Here we go now, finally a show that makes your heart pound. Profound, wonder what's running up through your thoughts now. About to drown our podcasts, that be watered down. Tell them clowns it's a new era, and it's starting now. 5 total strangers, the 5 Power Rangers, approaching Sports Life Talk from 5 different angles. Get ready for the change up. We done turned the flame up. The topics that we bring up, we about to blow this thing up. Yeah, let's get it cracking. KT the head coach and Miss Manhattan. Gemini Jones hold the throne, she be calling them out. Mr. United Surgeon B. Jones, the mouth of the South. From the cover athlete to the year of the week, we got what you need. We dropping what's hot in the streets, from copping new sneaks to locals popping, doing big things. From gossip and tea, like Kimberly, pour you a dream. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, let the show begin. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, now let the show begin.
Let's go. Let's give a round of applause for the dopest podcast. Sports Life Talk. Turn it up. Tell a friend. The revolution has begun, and it will be televised. Let's go.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. It is Wednesday, September the 9th, and we are joining you live via StreamYard, Facebook, and YouTube. So let me go ahead and introduce our starting lineup for this evening. Over there, not paying attention, in the corner, we have Coach KT.
Yep.
I don't know what that means, but okay. In the middle here, we have Mr. United Surge.
What's up?
Down at the bottom, over there, we have Miss Manhattan, Katie.
Hey, y'all.
With a drink in her hand. And then, of course, he's hype and ready to go. Mr. Pretty Boy himself, Mr. Level Up, Mr. Mouth of the South, Mr. Yeet B. Jones. You be doing too much.
Yeet!
And then, of course, I am your host, Gemini Jones, and we definitely appreciate you guys joining us this evening. This is a milestone episode 60, and we have entitled it Diamond in the Rough. Why, you ask? Because this show is all about us. This week, we are highlighting our journey and what led us to the place that we are, where we are 60 episodes in. And truth be told, we'll probably have more episodes than that, actually, but we made a couple switches, so that's how we have 60. But I'm going to start it off with KT and how he envisioned and came up with Sports Life Talk. Okay, hello. Did he freeze?
No, he was just playing around.
No. It was something going on just then, but I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go. How to start? What you doing?
Well, see, I missed the whole question because it was spinning when you were talking. But okay, so how it got started, Sports Life Talk. Serge and I met through our mutual friends, and I think we met on like a Wednesday. Thursday morning, Serge texted me, "Hey, I came up with a name for the show, Sports Life Talk." And by the time I made it to my job, I had the slogan, "Where life without sports is just talk." So we did that at Studio A in Carrollton at his wife's job for like a year?
Yeah, almost a good year. Yes, sir.
Hey, and our sound was terrible because we had no clue of what we were doing. Hey, what we were talking about was good, but the sound wasn't good. So whoever rocked with us then, you truly are our friends because it was bad. So fast forward to a year, Daryl, who's one of our listeners and followers from Lifers District, who I went to UTA with, who is B. Jones' cousins, hit me up, said, "Hey, my cousin want to start a podcast. What should I tell him?" I said, "Well, hey, have him come on with us and see how he likes it." So he came on there, and if you know B. Jones, the mouth of the South, That's where it all started. He ran his damn mouth the whole time, and it was perfect for our show. So when we left, on my way home, I text Serge, hey, what you think about B. Jones joining us full time? He said, hey, man, I'm with it. So that's how we got
Sure.
B. Jones. KD, who I met from the same mutual friends from Surge, she actually wasn't supposed to be on the show at first. It was actually her homegirl who flaked on us. And then the other homegirl did some crazy stuff at a restaurant, but we're not going to talk about that.
Or
All
we'll
right,
talk
so
about
KD, the Lance Stevenson, she got me. But, okay, so KD, I was like, well, since your friend won't come on, why don't you just do it? So she came around, November?
Mm-hmm.
It was December.
Yeah.
And
December. Yeah.
Yeah.
December. So we had our first Christmas episode and you were there. So then fast forward to Studio B, and Pam and I, we've known each other like on social media for I don't know how long. And she was promoting her lovers or friends. I got it right this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we had her come on the show to promote that. And Pam came on and it was like instant chemistry. So when she left, made sure she got in her car and left, We talked as a crew. And I was like, hey, why don't we bring Pam on? Hit Pam up later. And there you go. We got the 5 Power Rangers. And if y'all want to add anything to that, because I don't know if I missed anything, but that's pretty much the story of Sports Life Talk, right?
From 5 total strangers to 5
Power
Power Rangers.
Rangers.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that's probably the beauty of the show too, is that we don't really have any previous history of knowing each other. Or I think a lot of podcasts, at least even some of the ones we've collabed with, they all kind of know each other. They've already been friends for a while. And in this scenario, we don't have that. So chemistry for us became very organically, as opposed to something that we've already got that rapport. But it's almost like every time, even when we do spend time together outside of doing the show, it's like we've known each other for 15, 20 years, so that's awesome too.
Yeah, when you really look back over the last couple of years, it's kind of crazy because America sees us for 60, 70 minutes on Wednesday night, and they may follow us on IG, but we actually spend a lot of time with each other in text messages, and we have pre-meetings, and we have, like, after we get off air tonight, we probably hang out for another 15, 20 minutes making fun of ourselves and making fun of each other, admonishing Kevin for saying some of the words that he says live on air. Some of his colorful content, but
we had a duet last night.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, y'all missed it. Me and Pam. Me and Pam don't get along too often, but
we don't.
we came together like Ashford and Simpson last night, except it was with Mary J.
Rick
Blige.
James and Tina Marie.
Yep.
Yeah, but like Sir said, it's fun just getting to know a whole new group of people, and it's crazy how from the point that we all came together, the chemistry. Like, I get phone calls and text messages, and they say, "Man, y'all good," and so it's an amazing team, and I'm glad to be a part of it for sure.
Yeah, and I remember when KT reached out to me to to come on the show. I was actually in New York City. And so New York City, that's why it'll hold like a special place in my heart, because I was somewhere where I love. So, and I was like, and I think I was in Rockefeller Center too. So I was like, well, wait till I come back to Dallas and we'll talk. So yeah, so I'm just glad to be a part of it. And I'm glad to have met all of y'all.
All right.
So, I got a question for y'all though. Which studio did y'all enjoy the best? Because now we at home studios. Which studio did y'all enjoy the best?
I mean,
I'm gonna go with KT's house probably.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
we had a lot of fun there, and we didn't have sound issues like we did in Idaho.
Yeah, but I used to love Spider though. The crew, for anybody who don't know, we used to have actually a person that used to actually be back there doing production for us live on air, engineering. He was engineering. Actually, I used to love the sound that Spider used to put out.
Yeah, and then
It was hot in that little bitty room, though. It was hot.
we were hot, but I remember like coming, bringing drinks and having drinks with all of y'all.
Yeah,
at like 11 in the morning, we up here drinking.
hey, that was crazy.
Leave it up to me to bring it in, to bring Pam, right? I think it was like an introduction for Pam.
No, it was the second show.
That was the second show.
It was the second show. Yep, because we had the Rufino champagne.
It was Prosecco, yeah.
But we had donuts that day too, didn't we? So we had a little something to go with it, right?
Sure did.
Yep.
KT,
right,
KT and Pam getting along tonight. Got the red colored T-shirt, got the black hat on, got a TV in the background. What do
That
you
was because Pam just sent us that little video, that WAP video.
No, I don't know what it was. It may have been last night in that duet we did. I thought it brought us closer together, Pam. I'm gonna try to be real nice.
I still don't like.
Hey,
So
do
y'all-
do y'all want me to hit that note I hit last night though?
No.
Go ahead.
America
Go
don't
ahead.
deserve that.
No, embarrass yourself. Go ahead.
Man, that was like a 3-minute note. I held that for 3 minutes.
Cover your ears, America.
All right, B. Jones. So since this episode is all about us and the number 60, what trivia do you have for us?
All right, so I'm gonna give you the trivia for the free T-shirt. So this one is going to be just a sports trivia type question. So we've had, of course, 60 cover athletes. If you can give me the name of what cover athlete was actually drafted number 60 in its perspective class. So shout out to Serge for coming up with that idea. But there is a cover athlete that we have honored in our last 60 episodes that was drafted number 60. If you can figure that out, go run to the website and then you can get it. But now for our friends and family who rock with us every week, I got a little fun, all right? So these are the bonus questions to see how much you know the crew. And if you get it right, I'm going to show you some love. All right, number one, give me the name of Kevin's celebrity crush. Now, keep in mind, this celebrity crush has been mentioned on the show numerous amount of times.
Numerous
A
times.
billion times.
So if you watch the show, you know who this is. All right, number two, Kevin kind of spoiled this one a little bit, but I'm going to see how much some of y'all was listening. Give me the name of Pam's, Miss Gemini's, business that she had on the side when we first met her that she came on the show to produce. And since that's a kind of an easy one, I want you to also tell me what was the purpose of that business. All right, so give me the name of the business and what that business was all about. All right, now for the family of the Blue Rangers, all right, you excluded out of this question, but for the friends only, we have mentioned this name numerous times on the show as well. Give me the name of Serge's new son. All right, so little man has rocked with us. Actually, we went over to Serge's house and got an opportunity to hang out with him, and we met him at the Super Bowl party. Real G. All right. And then lastly, what class did Miss Manhattan attend that sparked the creation of the Manhattan Project? We kind of gave you a tip on that one as well. So if you get any of those, put them in the comments right now on Instagram or on the show. You got 48 minutes to get those answers correct, and I will honor you with the prize.
All right. So now that we have all that business out the way, it is time for some local life. So who will be taking it away for us this week? KT?
That would be me, Miss Gemini Jones. How are you doing today?
Y'all hamming it up too hard. Especially,
I couldn't even take that seriously.
I tried. Okay, so our local athlete today, once I get a straight face, is Savion Byrd, offensive tackle from Duncanville High School. Byrd is one of the best in the nation, standing at 6'5", 265 pounds. Can you imagine birthing this young man? Okay, Byrd moved to Dallas in the 8th grade. Rivals.com listed Colorado, Alabama, Baylor, Arkansas, and Auburn as teams that are interested in him. So, shout out to Savion Byrd and B. Jones. What you got for the local business?
All right, so of course, those who watched the show last week know that I celebrated my birthday on Saturday, and the family took me out to have a good time, and part of that celebration was the Escape Room HQ. Shout out to my girl Tori. She made the experience very pleasurable. Now, I will admit it live on air, we did not finish the escape room, probably because I was being a tad bit obnoxious for the first 15 minutes, trying to figure out what was going on, because you just put me in a room with a bunch of inanimated objects and expect me to figure something out. I struggled, all right? So it was a little bit tough, but the actual escape that we chose, where we were these bank robbers and we were basically trying to steal this ball from the PGA Tour. It was crazy. It was a great experience. I would recommend any team of individuals to do it. I'm gonna challenge my 4 co-hosts here for us to do one as soon as we can get back out of quarantine. But shout out to Escape Rooms HQ and my girl Tori. You rocked it. I loved it. Thank y'all so much for my happy birthday.
All right, cool. So, since again we are celebrating our 60th, I want us to take just a quick 60 seconds and tell us what is your favorite moment from any of the shows that we have done from its inception up till now. So, KT, I'm gonna throw it to you first, and then Serge, take it from there.
All right, at first I wanted to go with the first FCC fine that we got when you were giving me a hard time, Pam, at my house. So I had to tell you, good luck, if you know what I mean.
No, you got the F-bomb on me.
Well, luck in that word rhymes, so I was hoping that the people, read into that. But I'm gonna go with when we were at the New U, and you remember our man Sebastian, right? So he was singing Maroon 5. Yeah. I never thought in a million years, well, my 42 years on this earth, that I would be in a black barbershop singing Maroon 5. But he was a guest on our show. We did a remote thing there. He was like, hey, everybody join me. Nobody joined him, so what did I do? I joined him and sang the heck out of that Maroon 5. So I'm going to go with that's my favorite moment so far.
All right, Serge?
Man. That's a tough one to follow up, because that was hilarious on time.
It's a classic.
Still talking about it to this day. But there's so much to pick from. But for me, I think it was just special for me, just like kind of started off the air talking about how we first started. But being able to every year my birthday comes around, I'm always looking back at my life and being thankful for things and being able to do the show that I enjoy doing every week with you guys. Going on a couple of years now. So just being able to do that on my birthday this year, I think I'll be able to just reflect and just know that, I got good people around me, and I also get to have my own little escape room, I guess you could say, for an hour a week or hour and a half a week with our pre-meetings and stuff, and just being able to get away just from regular life and things like that. So I'm going to have to go with, the episode we had a couple months ago on my birthday. And being able to do the show on that special day for myself.
All right. B. Jones, you okay down there?
That's my quarterback.
Kleenex, bro.
That's my quarterback, man.
Oh, boy. Thank you. Somebody mute his mic. All right. So I think my favorite moment was my first time on the show. Y'all don't even know. I was so nervous. I had never done a podcast. I didn't know what to expect. And then when I came, I believe it was January or February. So I had on all these clothes and we were in this little bitty room and I was sweating. I was so hot. I was so nervous. And I remember the first question y'all asked me was who was my top 5. And it just took off from there. And I guess y'all been stuck with me ever since. So.
Well, Pam, to be honest, you've been hot at every place that we didn't went to. Studio B and Studio C. So it's you. You be having hot. No, never mind. Hey, Pam, how you doing?
You see what I mean, America? This is what I had to deal with. Okay. Hey, what's yours, please?
Look, don't mind KT. You're just so fine, Pam. You just can't be in one room by yourself. Okay.
I'm a spontaneously combust.
Yes. Yeah. So. My favorite moment, I have so many, each time I'm with y'all, I am always having fun. When we were at the New U, I think just that experience period was just so fun. But I think I'm just like Pam, everywhere we go, it's always hot. And it was just so hot there. But my makeup stayed intact. And I had a whole lot of fun, even though we were all sitting close to each other and we were all stuck to each other. So I think that was the best experience. But I also enjoy the meetings that we have going into the shows and B. Jones and all his theatrics. They're my favorite.
Text messages, just
all them leveling ups.
All right, B. Jones. B. Jones, before you start, number one, I said 60 seconds.
Hey, I'm gonna do it in 45.
One.
So, and I got one. This is gonna be a very special moment for me. And it was literally B. Jones against the crew. It was probably one of our last episodes in I can't remember the name of the after party. And it was the Saints versus the Dallas Cowboys. And all of my co-hosts went on there and said, you know what? The Saints ain't going to win. They all went against me. Well, I marched into that studio that next Wednesday night after that win, and I draped Kevin in the jersey.
Saturday morning.
And whatever day it was, no, it was at nighttime. And I gave Kevin the jersey, and I gave all of my co-hosts some beads so they could be an official Saint for the day, and they could dress like the crew. And we had a good time because I played the Saints anthem and everything, and I was just crunk. That was my best moment on the show.
Do you remember the
And I
date
think
of that? I have pictures, but I just don't remember the date of that show.
Send them to me, and if anybody can go back and search the archives, it might be.
It must have been during. I mean, it had to be during football season. Clearly,
Yeah,
so,
it was the
look at
first
Cowboys
month.
schedule for last year. You'll find.
Yeah, it was the fourth week. It was the fourth week of last season.
So it
So
should be
and
like beginning
it
of
was like-
October, probably. Or end
I
of
think it was like September the 28th or something like that. So go check out that show because I wowed.
And I think that was my worst moment of the show, putting on the damn
Yeah, because
Saints
you had
jersey.
to put on that itchy jersey.
Yeah, it smelled too like New
No,
Orleans.
like this.
Like, we heard the who
Bourbon
that-
Street.
Smell like some
Like-
jambalaya.
Yeah, it was like
And
burnt
hurricane.
jambalaya. It was burnt
Like-
though. It didn't
Like
smell good.
onions and celery.
It smelled like victory. That's what it smelled like.
To you, yes. To me, nah.
All right, y'all. So let's move into headline number one.
Oh, look, here we go.
Can't nobody see that? Oh,
There it is.
The Drew
Yeah.
Brees.
Hey, I think that was photoshopped. I really don't remember doing that now that I think about it.
Hey, that's a Tony Romo jersey disguised as
right.
And then look at
There you
these,
go.
these.
Oh, we get the color now.
Ooh, that's not a good look, bro.
Hey Pam, that wasn't
That's a
60
bad
seconds.
bet
on
going
me.
wrong.
Wow. All right, y'all. So headline number one, Steve Nash, was it privilege or phenom? Over the weekend, and a surprise to many, Hall of Famer and former MVP Steve Nash was hired as the new head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. So, KT, how do you feel about him getting hired for this job?
Well, first of all, my first thoughts were it was privilege. But then I got to thinking, Derek Fisher, he got that New York job without any kind of coaching experience. So I can't really say it was privilege, but I am in the middle on this because Steve Kerr didn't have any experience either. And look at him. He ended up with the Golden State Warriors, right? So with Steve Kerr, if you think about it, he's not a phenom. It's just about who you know. It's about the connections. Because what is the guy's name, Serge? Sean Marks?
Sean Marks, yep.
He and Sean Marks are good friends, and Kevin Durant has a good relationship with Steve Nash. So Marks put his boy down. But my thing is, you got Tyronn Lue, you got Mark Jackson, and what's the other coach? I'm missing one of the coaches. Another black coach. And not
Nate
only the
McMillan.
black, yeah, not only the black coaches, some of the other white assistants in the league that have been doing their time. And you got this guy just coming. And not only does he have a good team, he has two of the top 15 players in the league. So he's set up for success. So that's what I got to say about that. So I'm in the middle. So it could really go either way with me.
All right, Serge, are the Brooklyn Nets front runners next year in the East now that, you bring back KD and Kyrie?
Oh, I think without a doubt. I mean, just the way that if you look at the Eastern Conference and how the season's been played out currently in the playoffs, I could just only imagine if the Brooklyn Nets were out there right now. I mean, they even made the playoffs this year without really, the services of either one of those guys, and still made it into the playoffs. So I think they're automatic championship contender. I would be shocked if they're not in. If they're all healthy, I would be shocked if they're not representing the East in the finals next year, because I know KD has something to prove because he wants to shut the naysayers up and, I got my own team and won rather than, joining a Golden State Warriors team. So, and Kyrie, the same thing, to be able to win championship in multiple locations, and right the wrongs, I guess, from Boston as well. So, yeah, I got them going to the finals next year before even seeing them even play a single dribble.
Okay. So, B. Jones, let's just say Steve Nash didn't get the job. Who would you have put there?
Well, The easy answer for this one would be Mark Jackson, but apparently Mark Jackson did something with somebody's wife or said something to somebody that was inappropriate, because they will not give this man an opportunity for his life. And I mean, he's doing commentating now, but that would have been somebody who I personally give the credit to for building the Golden State Warriors dynasty. He mentioned Steve Kerr, and when I mean he mentioned Steve Kerr, but at the same point in time, that all of those draft picks from Draymond Green, Steph Curry, all of that stuff was architected by Mark Jackson. Now, with that being said, I am going to assimilate with my friend Kevin here in this kumbaya moment. I do agree with Kevin. At first, I was kind of like, ooh, white privilege. And then all of a sudden, I started really thinking about it. That's a comfort thing. And if you really want to credit this hire to anybody, it would have been Kevin Durant, because he had worked with Nash previously as a consultant, and he was the one that gave the green light, and he kind of rubbed shoulders with Kyrie and said, hey, I think you're going to like my guy. You ought to check him out. And those two came together and made this decision to bring in Steve Nash. So as much as we want to have this, this moment where we say the NBA is not bringing people in as a color, this one was on the players.
Okay. So, KD, your daughter plays soccer, so I'm going to throw a little curve at you. So how would you feel if, and she's on a very, very good team, they're doing big things in tournaments and stuff. How would you feel if they got a former soccer player as a first-time coach?
I would totally be okay with it, only because he was a successful athlete. I wouldn't totally be against it. So I don't know. And then it's I'm very optimistic. So it's kind of like, what is he going to bring new to the team? So it's the same for, this case. What is he going to do different for the Nets?
Okay. Well, here's a free throw. Let me see. I'm going to shoot it to KT. How much should the star player on the team impact the decision of the head coach position?
Okay. The politically correct one, they shouldn't. But in the sports world, if your main player doesn't buy into your system, you're screwed, because they're going to fire you before they get rid of that player because they got too much money invested in him.
Right.
Yep.
Boy, you see that in the clutch free throw? I ain't Nick Anderson. I just...
Hey, one thing that Kim just touched on, and to give credit to Steve Nash, he was a Hall of Fame point guard, so he has been around, even though he's never
MVP,
coached. Yeah, this
MVP.
dude was a two-time MVP. He's played at the highest level against some of the highest people, so he knows basketball without any doubt.
Okay. All right. So moving on to headline number 2. Overpaid, underpaid, or justified? Which newly minted NFL contract caught your attention? So, KD, do you even know any big contracts that were offered this offseason? I guess they try to act like we don't know stuff. Go ahead, drop some. Nah, we don't.
I really don't like to get into the contracts because they can be a little confusing. But, Patrick Mahomes had the real big one with the what was the contract deal, B?
It was like 10 years, 100 mil. 10 years, 500 mil, $500 million man.
Yeah, so tell me how y'all gonna top that one.
All right, KT, who do you feel took advantage of the market and was grossly overpaid?
You're on mute, Kevin.
What'd you say, bro?
Since Serge always takes a shot at the Cowboys, every now and then, Phillip Rivers is getting $25 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed. That's too much for him. But the one I really want to talk about is Keenan Allen. Before D-Hop got his contract, Allen was the second highest paid receiver in the league. I want to say, how much did he get?
I don't know what Keenan Allen got, but I know what D-Hop got. And D-Hop getting paid like $27 million a year now. So he got broke off.
So Keenan Allen is like number 3. I can also go Randall Cobb. He's getting a 3-year deal, $27 million, 18 guaranteed.
For what?
For the Houston Texans.
No, I'm saying, what did he do for the Cowboys? I don't. get it based
I
off
mean,
performance.
he produced for the Cowboys, but not enough to get that from another
Yeah,
team.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he shouldn't get a job.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Keenan Allen.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go Keenan Allen.
B. Jones, which contract you feel was justified and hard earned?
Well, I couldn't go a show without mentioning my Bayou Bengals, LSU. But this morning, something happened that changed the complexion of this conversation. So before today, it was Tre'Davious White, but effective as of 9 o'clock a.m. this morning, Jalen Ramsey signed a 5-year, and I can't remember, I think it was
105.
Yeah, it was 105, $100 million contract. Even though DeAndre Hopkins is the highest paid non-QB player in America, that contract with Jalen Ramsey, because he literally left the Jacksonville Jaguars because they wouldn't pay him. Last year, he pulled up to the training facility with a Brinks truck trying to prove a point that he was trying to get paid. And I think the cornerbacks, because now we're in a pass-heavy league, so to play cornerback in NFL is probably one of the most difficult positions to play outside of maybe a quarterback. So Jalen Ramsey was justified. Shut up and pay the man.
Hey, hold up, Pam. He mentioned LSU. Can we talk about that one nasty dude from LSU? Do we want to throw him out there since you claiming LSU?
Do we want to talk about this right now?
I think that's inappropriate, Kevin.
We'll come down to that. We'll talk about
Hey,
that.
let's talk about that in the Manhattan Project,
Yeah,
KD.
let's
Let's do that
Hey
then.
man, we got kids listening, right?
Hey, they take number twos too, right? That's all I'm saying.
Whoa.
I cannot. All right, Serge, I'm gonna just ignore him for a minute. So who you feel like left a lot of money on the table and took a team-friendly deal and is underpaid?
Well, this one should be very easy. Speaking of taking shots at the Cowboys,
Okay.
man, I mean, for all the talk for the last few years about we're going to take care of Dak, we're going to take care of Dak, we're going to take care of Dak, and time comes to sign him or pay him. You don't want to, offer something that's, relatively speaking to the guys who got paid, in front of him that was in the same draft class, knowing that there was no way he was going to get the type of money that Patrick Mahomes was going to get, or maybe even Deshaun Watson. But the fact that they weren't even willing to meet, somewhere closer to the 38 to 40 range, and wanted to be closer to the $35 million range, I think was a little, crazy, just depending on and based off of his performance, the first 4 years of his career, 2 division, titles, and then, winning Rookie of the Year as well, and also led the league in, I think it was top 2 in passing yards last year behind Jameis Winston. So that's one. And then obviously, I guess more of on a proven or to be determined would be Cam Newton, just because that obviously with his injury and he got let go very late in the offseason as opposed to, early like most quarterbacks get let go. And then, being behind the 8 ball and kind of having to be able to almost convince, I guess you could say, Bill Belichick to take a chance on him. And clearly he got announced as a starter for week 1 early this week. So looking forward to seeing him. I think he's going to do really well in that system with Josh McDaniels.
Okay. All right. So now, Serge, it is time for your newly integrated segment of the show, Power Surge. So go ahead and take it away and tell us what we are surging this week.
All right. So as mentioned last week, we were going to introduce the new segment called Power Surge, and it's officially here. NFL season starts tomorrow. We've with the help of B. Jones, we already activated the daily fantasy, weekly fantasy league that I posted on my Facebook page and also shared it. It's very simple. It's free. There's no commitments. And you can go to the website and check it out and be able to play with us every week. And as far as I know, KD and Pam, you guys are planning on joining in as well, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Good to know. So, for all our listeners out there, make sure to click on the link and sign up. Like I said, all you do is just pick your players, fit them under the $200 salary cap. You don't have to even pick every position if you don't want to. That way you can get the more better players every week. and we might be giving out some prizes as well. So with that being said, I also want to lead into, with it being week 1 coming up, some of my, what I would like to call power surge players to watch. I went with a couple of rookies up front. I think Joe Burrow, obviously being a number 1 pick, I'm not going to mention where he went to school, but him being the number 1 pick and going to the Bengals, and from all the obviously conversations have been that he's playing really well in training camp. And so I got my eyes on to see how he comes out and performs. Is he able to kind of duplicate what he was doing in college? And the other rookie that I've also got my eye on is CeeDee Lamb. I think just being able to play with the Cowboys and in that system where obviously, even though they do have Zeke, it seems as they're also going to start passing the ball more often. And I think if Mari Cooper probably gets double teamed quite a bit, I think that'll leave CeeDee Lamb open a lot. And so I'm looking to see, how he performs. And then Kyler Murray, I think also for him, he played pretty well considering the circumstances of being put in on a franchise like the Cardinals. But now that you get a true number 1 in Hopkins from the Texans, and you practically got him for almost nothing, I'm really interested in seeing the next level jump that he takes. And I think he's going to put up a lot of fantasy points with the help of having D-Hop, who hardly ever drops a ball that's thrown his way. And Cam Newton, we just spoke about him, in the previous segment. I think he's going to show out this year. Bill Belichick, I don't think is just going to put him as the starter, announce him if he didn't think he has what it takes. And also the fact that he even wanted to sign him, I think it's going to show a lot. And obviously Bill Belichick wants to prove a point that he can win and make the playoffs without Tom Brady being on the team. And then weekly, I'll also be doing a Surge Power Pick of the Week. And one game that I see as where the favorite in that matchup might lose. And then on the flip side, also picking a guaranteed assure. So if you're a big sports betting person out there, this is probably the matchup that you want to go with. So for my upset pick, I'm going to actually go with an upset of the Cleveland Browns over the Baltimore Ravens. I think everybody's high on the Ravens right now because obviously Lamar Jackson was the MVP and the great season he had last year. But I like Cleveland Browns coming back with, I think, a healthy Odell, a better mindset, with Baker Mayfield. And they still got their 2-headed monster with Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield. And I think their defense got better too. And then my lock of the week is the Buffalo Bills over the New York Jets. I think Buffalo picking up Stephon Diggs is going to improve their team even that much more. And obviously with Tom Brady leaving the AFC East, it's really open for the Bills to take it this season. And so that's my lock of the week this week. And that kind of concludes my power surge for the week, guys.
Hey,
Okay,
and quick heads up on the fantasy league. For week 1, it is 16 games. So every week we will play. We start on Thursday and we go all the way to the Monday night game. So you have to have your entry in before tomorrow at 6 p.m. I think that's Eastern time or Central time or something like that. So
the game starts at 7:15 Central. So
okay. So whatever time the game start tomorrow night, you got to have your picks in order to participate and play against us. And I already put my lineup in, and I don't think nobody gonna F with me. So
I'm gonna have to do it like I do when I go to the voting polls, and they have all those county judges and aldermen on there. I'm gonna just go and I'm just pick the best name I see because and we'll see
however you want to do it.
Oh, hold up, Pam. Please don't do that this year. Please don't pick the best name this year. Please.
You do that every week except the week of November 3rd.
Wait, I gotta do it every.
Right.
Don't be up in there voting for Lucius Stackhouse.
Y'all know what I mean. All right, so I have to get okay. All right, somebody remind me because y'all know I'm gonna forget. All right, so let's move on to the drop. KD and B Jones. There's some new music that came out this week, and my apologies, I didn't listen. But KD, tell us what's new this week.
Okay. So as y'all noticed, I have my Detroit hat on. Big Sean dropped his Detroit 2 album. I love it. I don't love it as much as Dark Sky Paradise. And that's the album that I wanted to talk about and discuss and argue and debate. Just, heads up, because B Jones had a misunderstanding on the last episode. So I just
Hey, I went and listened to the whole album. I was like, you know what? She want that smoke, so let me go listen to the whole album and be prepared for this.
Yeah, so we can still talk about the album. My favorite song on that album is the one with Diddy on it. Whenever he's like, "God asked for light, and they gave us Sean." That's like the line that stood out the most. So I really like this album. It's very positive. Also, he has the Friday Night Cypher, where it's a bunch of artists from Detroit, and they just go off. So I really, really liked that.
Dope. That was fire.
Yes, it was. So those that haven't listened, go ahead and take a listen. And again, if y'all want to talk about albums, if y'all want to talk about lyrics, it is my favorite thing to do. So hit me up. Y'all know where to find me. Also, SZA drops a new video, a new single. It's called Hit Different. To all the fellas out there listening, the video is a must watch. Just turn the volume down. That's how I feel about that song. I have no idea what she's talking about in the song, but she does look amazing. So I'm going to give my props to SZA. Also, in new music, Usher announced his residency in Vegas in 2021. I will be there. So whoever wants to join, let me know so we can pick a date to go.
I'm going, but I ain't going with you.
Oh my God. You are
I'm not going to let you live that down. I'm not going to let you live it down. No.
I see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's the big new music that I have for this week. So yeah,
hey, well, since I prepared, I will say that my favorite songs on the Big Sean album was Dawn Life, Deep Reverence, Still I Rise, and Harder on My Demons, Handle on My Demons. Hey, all four of them.
Yeah.
Harder on my demons. My handwriting is a little bit elementary. So yeah, hey, the album go hard.
It does. I like it. I love it actually. Yeah.
All right. B Jones, tell us about some sneakers.
Well, this week I took an L. So
You did.
It won't be a hold that sneaker. I'm a little bit depressed about it, but we're gonna get another shot at it this weekend. Ain't that right, SLT fam? Can I get an amen? So this week the Air Jordan 5 will be releasing. It is a player edition, or formerly a player edition. It is colored green and white. It is named Oregon, after the famous Oregon Ducks, and just like it's similar to its OG pair, it has suede upper sides, and it's got black accents with black and yellow accents with the Jordan brand Jumpman on the tongue. And so since I didn't get the hold the sneaker, I said I got to do something new for the segment to make this fun and interactive. This is a new pair of shoes I got, okay? And I didn't show anybody these shoes, but I want y'all to check them out because this pair of shoe has caused and sparked a lot of debate. And I don't know if anybody can tell what this shoe is about, but I grew up, I'm an 80s baby, right? And one of my favorite movies of all time was Coming to America. Well, guess what? This is the Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I was about to say, that look like a Giannis shoe.
This is the McDowells, okay? So you see that they got the McDowells uniform plaid in it. It's got the yellow and the blue. So go back and watch a clip of the movie. These are the same exact colors of Coming to America. He got a bunch of clean shoes like this out there. But my girls say they hate them. They laughed at me. They made fun of me. So I want SLT Nation's take. Would you cop or would you drop the Giannis Greek Freak Zoom ones? All right? That's what I want to know. And then we're going to go after the others. Now, also, as far as a bit of sneakerhead notes, Dr. Dre wears nothing but Air Force Ones. Go check it out. It's crazy.
Okay. All right. So moving right along to the Manhattan Project. I'm just now looking at the drink of the week. It looks very, very refreshing. I could have made that.
Yeah, it was for you. You know, the month of September is dedicated to you, Pam.
Don't be trying to butter me up now because you stood me up the other day.
Mm.
Y'all, that's why I'm hard on her tonight, because she stood me up the other night.
It was a valid reason.
It was not.
I couldn't help it. I had my outfit ready. I was ready to go. And you have no idea how I am in need of adult time right now. Like
You still could have come because it didn't even start till 9 o'clock. But
I know, you know what, I thought about that, but then I was like, yo, she's probably not feeling me. I'm gonna show up and she is not gonna be having it with me.
made me sit there by myself.
So I'm gonna get up to you. I told you. And I do good makeups. So I got you, boo. Got you.
Okay.
All right. So now off to the Manhattan Project. So my drink of the week for tonight, or for the week. Last week we did Malibu rum. So I'm just gonna continue the trend for the month of September. So I'm calling this drink the Mali Bay Breeze. So over ice, just like in a random cute cup that you got at the house, you're gonna pour some Malibu rum, some cranberry juice, and some pineapple juice. It's just a really sweet drink. If you want to garnish, you can garnish it with whatever. Add a cherry. Yes, you have to have garnishments. Add a cherry to it, put a little lime or a pineapple piece at the top, and just sip away. So again, this drink is dedicated to Pam. She wanted something fruity and sweet, so we're gonna do fruity and sweet all month.
I'm actually going to make this drink when we're done, and I will post it.
Okay, perfect. So for our show recap, so we decided to do Lovecraft Country. I hope everybody is watching. This show is so good. It's currently on episode 4, but we're gonna start with episode 1 tonight. Who watched the show?
I think everybody watched it.
Except B.
No, you did.
Oh, wow.
I know you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
So I'm gonna let y'all take it away. What are y'all's thoughts on the show?
I was a little at first. I wasn't expecting what I got. And when I first saw the previews for it previously, I was like, that's not anything I want to watch. And then I started hearing people say, oh my God, the show is so good. And for episode 3, they were talking about Journey getting an Emmy for her performance in that. And I was like, okay, let me check this out. And I was like, I'm still a little lost and confused. I don't understand some of the terms, the book of this.
What happened? She froze.
That. Wait, I'm not froze. Am I froze?
No, you're not.
Yeah, okay, we're back.
Oh, okay. So like, I don't understand the book of so-and-so and the tablets and all that kind of stuff, but I'm still very much into it, and I love it. The acting is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then just like you say, it's not what you expected as far as like the sci-fi and the monsters. It was so unexpected. It started as like a show in the, what is it, in the is it in the 1960s?
I think the 40s or something like. It's
40s,
early.
yeah.
Yeah, it's early.
Real early.
I think it said 1928 was one of the. I can't remember. He was in the war in 1928 or something like that. But it was basically either during or after World War One.
Okay, yeah. So the racism
in the
is
30s.
World War II. It might have been World War II. Excuse me, World War II.
okay. Yeah, the racism is heavy. So this is the episode where the restaurant scene, right? Where they showed up and then they
It is on episode 1. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so it was definitely different, but those monsters when they came out, I was like, yo, this is not.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
I told y'all I had a dream last night that I was in Houston and these things turned into these dog monsters and were chasing people around. And I'm like, because I watched episode 4 yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, it's in my head now. So
Yeah.
Hey, so I'll tell you what. This is our 4th show. I think we watched on HBO. I May Destroy You, Euphoria, and what was the girls?
Insecure.
So now we're on Lovecraft, and I'll say this: HBO don't mess around. If they sign you, you got a good product. I mean, because the whole acting was excellent. They really made me feel like it was old school. Like I could kind of get the feeling of what it was like to be back then, and the music, the way they meshed today's music with some of the scenes was kind of crazy. I just thought it was an overall, and then they introduced us to a couple of new actors while giving us Courtney B. Vance back. You know what I'm saying? We got some of the cats that we kind of grew up on. So I thought it was a great story, and like they said, it's a sci-fi connection in it that I'm only on episode 1, so I can't go further than that. But I'm definitely excited to check it out next week, and can't wait to talk about episode 2.
All right.
So I had 2 big takeaways. First and foremost, I'm always going to keep comparing anything now that I watched I May Destroy You and what it made me feel like. So this, only after episode 1, I'm like, I'm sunk into it for sure. So like, I love it. The other takeaway is like just watching, some of the mannerisms and conversations and obviously people of color getting treated. Just to me, like, I halfway through the show, my wife also just sat there started watching it. I think it was just like a reflection of like obviously current times, but then also just I was like, man, I couldn't even imagine being alive and living in that time.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's a show, but there's a lot of reality in it as well. And so, just having that atmosphere of like connecting people to everyday life, even now, and to be able to connect it even back then, I'm in. So I'm looking forward to watching the next, how many ever episodes are available that are already out there. So yeah, let's keep it moving with Lovecraft Country.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right,
Yes.
KD, what else you got for us?
Okay, so apparently
Oh
y'all
God.
want to talk about this. So I am going to just talk about it for a split second, and I'm gonna need y'all to hold y'all's judgment because y'all have no idea what people are into behind closed doors.
Now, KD,
Wait.
he's a number 1 receiver that likes that number 2 style, and that's just disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So
Yo, do y'all really believe
Hey,
this?
he's a giver and a receiver, right?
No.
I thought receivers were not supposed to be dropping things, man.
No.
well,
Okay.
he's not the one dropping it. Remember, I think that it's getting dropped on him.
Okay. He likes catching. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do y'all really believe this?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Hey, you know those.
Pick this stuff up like just to put it out there like that. You just
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Does he
it
like
wouldn't matter if it was
girls to
anybody
do
else.
that?
It would have been the same result.
Does he
Yeah.
like the females to do that to him, or do he like for men to do that to him?
It's only females right now where it's restricted to
Well, hey, you know what? For the last couple of years, I was concerned that the boy had a little bit of sugar. So you know what? I'm just glad that he's messing with females at this stage of the game. Shout out to you, young man. Go Tigers.
Look, I'm gonna have to
That's how they do it in Louisiana.
No, I'm gonna
Mm,
That's why they call it the dirty South.
after supper.
Where you at, B. Jones? Come back.
Hey, don't run.
okay. So I just want to say
Don't worry about how we do it down here. It's literally the mud.
So this is how I feel. So this there's a chick that I follow on Twitter. She's a part of a big podcast, and this is I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna go on to the next topic. So she said on Twitter, my problem isn't how unattractive this woman is. My issue is that these athletes and celebs deal with the messiest of bees, knowing they messy. Stop messing with these messy chicks and get you a real one. Right here.
Well, I mean,
You ain't a real one if we didn't want to do that.
I've always said I don't understand why. I mean, I hate to kind of bring this up, but Pastor John Gray just got caught up in an entanglement, and he's a married man. He's a pastor of a church. I don't understand why men sometimes, if you're gonna mess around and you're gonna risk it all, you should risk it all with somebody who has just as much to lose as you do. Y'all are trying to go for looks and body and all of that, but she lives in an apartment and drives, a 2-door car. You find somebody who is find somebody who's on the same level as you and has just as much to lose as you. So they're discreet and you're discreet and y'all are discreetly doing discreet things. you know, when you get these little hood chicks and Instagram models and all that, all they want is your money. All they want is, and so they're gonna extort you, they're gonna blackmail you and all that. And you didn't think about that because you just saw this body.
Yeah, Pam,
Yeah.
you hit it right on the nail. Find
You did.
somebody that has just as much to lose as you. But let me just say something about that. Okay, with the female body, y'all, we've all heard this. The flesh is weak. And there are a lot of attractive women out there. So if you first of all, you got a good thing at home, keep that. Always grin on the other side. And to my second point on that, it's undefeated, Pam. It's undefeated.
What's undefeated?
That thing, it's undefeated, man.
KD next. KD.
It's undefeated. Hey, sometimes you got to build a new groove. You got one groove going. Sometimes you want to do another groove. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes.
KD.
All right. So I have a question. It's a little throwed off question. So I'm going to start with KT. You got to answer first. So what part of your body could use a little lotion? So, you know, we're supposed to be lotioning our entire body. What part of the body can use a little lotion?
Okay, first of all, golly, I put lotion everywhere. How about that? So I don't know. But I can tell you what I don't like on a woman is just ashy feet. Have y'all went to the store and you seen the back of that heel and it's just white? I'm like, if you don't put some lotion on, like, I just look right to-
No. Sometimes lotion, when your feet look like that, sometimes lotion won't get it. You need Vaseline.
well, put some Crisco on there. I don't care. Get that white off. That, and then right here in the hands where it's like you got to put some here. That's what it is, KD. Right here. You when you wash your hands, go put some lotion on right there. That's what it is. There you go.
Okay.
Serge, what you got? And your mic's on mute before you start talking.
Man, knees and right here too. I don't know why, man. Just something about knees and it's more exposed, and I guess you see it more often when you're, you know, walking up to somebody or walking behind somebody. It's very noticeable. So walking up to somebody's knee, walking behind them, their elbow, it's just very notable. Then you just automatically put them in a different category at that point.
Pam, what you got?
Okay, so the question was, what do I use a little lotion on? The least amount of lotion?
Yes. What part of your body could use a little lotion?
Oh, a little. Oh, like need some lotion.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. What part of me needs some lotion? Nothing. I stay good and oily. No. I have a friend that has her own natural products. And so she has lotions and stuff, and they're really very, very thick. It's to the point where I've kind of messed up clothes sometimes because I put it on and the oil like rubs off on the clothes. So I'm never really ashy. But I do want to say sometimes, you know, you gotta put some lotion on your booty too, because if it get a little dry, you get to scratching and it doesn't look right. So you got when you rubbing lotion on, you got to make sure you hit back there too. So
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely correct, ma'am.
Yeah. Lotion your booties.
Oh, hey, and also put some damn lotion. Put some on your lips. They be walking around looking at their lips and be all crusty. That's another one. There ain't nothing worse than talking to somebody and they just sitting up there and just, man, put some on that. You know what I'm saying? It's just dry. Stop playing.
So I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna let B go. So for me, y'all need to put lotion on the cuticles at all times. Them nails need to always be right. And this is for women and men both. It's not gender specific, but I'm gonna need y'all to keep them cuticles oiled up, yo.
Yeah.
All right, B, what you got?
Nothing touches my body but silk. You understand me? So
Whoa.
don't worry about me. You know what I'm saying? Buttercream, crocodile, all times. No, you know, I can't. You know, I'm notorious for getting out of the shower and I lotion up the whole thing because you know I got my wife. But I do every once in a while get caught with that little crust right there in the eyes. you know, my wife will come and tell me about it. She'll clean my glasses. I think that's, you know what? So I'll say my scalp. Maybe I need to do a better job of oiling and moisturizing my hair and things of that nature.
So now, what kind of lotion are you using?
Do what?
What kind of lotion are you using?
Are
you using that Louisiana mud?
No, I'm using that MYOB.
Mind your own business.
That don't worry about it.
Well, B. Jones, if you need your scalp done, we got somebody out here to get up in there for you,
I
man.
just make sure, man. You told me about that Louisiana mud.
I'm wearing that fresh off your ass. That's what I use.
I cannot. KD, are you done?
I'm good, y'all. Thank you.
Hey, somebody earmark that because that's definitely gonna be next year when we do the 90th episode. We probably will have to reminisce on this one. So.
Hey, I'm surprised nobody talked about my city girls though. That was memorable.
Yes. All right, so real quick, before we jump on to the next thing. So, episode. Do you remember what episode number that was?
Mm-mm.
No. All right, so we'll have to find it, and we'll make reference to it. But KT was in here just head bobbing just everywhere.
Can we talk about that City Girls video?
Yeah.
Man.
That had to be in the last 2 months.
Yeah,
I don't think that was too far ago. We should probably find that one, Kev.
Yeah, it was definitely during the quarantine season.
Yes.
Yeah, he was going to Magic City without going to Magic City.
As a matter of fact, I think that was what the episode was about. It was when Lou Williams.
No, that was way before.
No, I was way before that.
Before that.
Way before that.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So my Uncut Gems question for the week is, well, it's not even a question. It is a statement. So name a couple that is hashtag goals. So I will post couples. And honestly, they probably all won't be celebrity couples. I know some, like my mom and dad are so couples. They still kiss in the mouth, y'all, and they old. So
hold on, wait. They're not supposed to kiss in the mouth.
That's gonna stop.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
When you get over 70, that's all you do.
Hey, as long as I still got my gums and my tongue work, it's going down my way.
Hold on, girl.
Sure.
Just hold up.
Let me holler at you for a second.
My teeth may be gone, but that tongue's still gonna be working.
Surge.
Hey, he talking about for us kissing.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Y'all
We done lost this show. Uncut Gems, just unrated.
Hey, I'm Gemini too. All right, I went uncut too.
Yo, I'm so glad to hear that y'all all still kiss your wife, because I didn't think that kisses went beyond the first year. So, yo, shout out to y'all. Y'all are relationship goals.
Yes, absolutely.
Golly,
Taking some bad dudes.
well, hey, whoever's with KD, when she get in her 50s, I guess you can hang up kissing.
I didn't think nothing. Again, I didn't
Just
think nothing.
fire wine bottle. You good?
Yeah, I'm not really big on kissing. Like, ooh.
What?
Anyway, so that is the Uncut Gems. I will be sending B Jones my list of couple goals. Feel free to add to them. And I'll also say why. I'm not just going to list people. I'm going to say why I feel like they are couple goals. So to wrap up the show this evening, B Jones, go ahead and give us a yeet.
All right, so before I give y'all the yeet, if you were watching us and you weren't watching ESPN, the Toronto Raptors have just evened out the series. That is going to a game 7. All right, so we post a new thing every day on IG. It's called Today in History. And if you've been keeping up with that lately, there's been a lot of talk of the U.S. Open. Well, that got me to learning more about tennis and learning more about some of the players that's coming. I came across a story about a 22-year-old Japanese-born tennis player named Naomi Osaka. All right. She was born in Japan. Her mother's Japanese, but her dad is Haitian. She considers herself to be an African American or a black person of color. So Naomi has been taking the time since the George Floyd killing to really spread the word. She considers herself to be a vessel. And if you had the opportunity to go check her out over the last couple of weeks during her tournament, she will wear a mask, but that mask will have the names of fallen African Americans such as Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, Elijah McClain, and George Floyd. So now, this is just not yeet worthy just for wearing a mask, but this young lady is excellent. Last year, she won 2 Grand Slams. She's won 25 of her last 28 matches and amassing a record of 14-1 against top 30 opponents. So not only is she wearing a mask, but she also whooping their ass. But what makes this really yeet worthy is the fact that if you really look at what Giannis did, he stepped out into a sport that's predominantly ran by African Americans, right? Tennis. There's not too many people in the room that look and can identify with Naomi Osaka. She was the one that spearheaded the movement for the tennis being shut down over a couple of series of days in the midst of a tournament due to her beliefs, and she's gotten everybody to follow her. So for that, to have the courage like no other, to step into an environment and educate those around you and give them that understanding of what you're about and then stand on that platform at the age of 22, Naomi Osaka, you deserve a yeet.
All right, guys. So 2-minute warning. Who has shout outs this week? B. Jones, I'll start with you. Who you shouting out this week?
Man, I can't even focus right now. Just move on.
Katie, I know you got a shout out.
Okay, so my daughter was in a Plano Labor Day tournament this weekend. It was very, very hot and humid. Her team lost in quarterfinals. It was devastating. We're not used to losing. It was also a very, very big tournament. We had teams come from Oklahoma, Louisiana. We lost against an Oklahoma team. We lost on an offsides goal. It was horrible, y'all. But I just want to shout out to my daughter again for going into the tournament with her all and staying humble throughout it all. So next year we got Plano Labor Day.
Hey, I do got somebody I want to shout out. I want to shout out my daughter too, because she came home today and told me, she said, "Daddy, they told us to all stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance." And I stood, I sat down, and she did her little protest at school. So go ahead, baby. That's the way you do it. You know what I'm saying? She stayed in her seat, and she said she was scared at first. It was uncomfortable, but she stood up for the cause. So you get a shout out. You get some love from Daddy.
Yes, definitely shout out to her.
Serge.
Shout out to all the fantasy guys that I had to do 3 different drafts with. But thank you for not taking too much of my time. I appreciate that, and all of them coming on and actually doing it live instead of auto drafting. So I'm definitely happy about that. Usually drafts can take up to 1.5 hours, 2 hours and stuff. Ridiculous. We were able to finish in like 30, 45 minutes. So I was happy about that. So hopefully I'll be in first place for all of them at the end of the year and be like Cat Williams would say, I'm rich.
All right, Casey, who you got?
I got a couple. I'm going to make it quick. I want to give a shout out to Katie Thompson and now her fiance, Terry Brown. Terry Brown has a podcast, so I will be reaching out to him pretty soon. They posted that on Twitter, and it got like over 5,000 comments, or I want to say over like 100,000. It was that big, so I want to give a shout out to them. And also, Shy Speaks, we had her on the show. Please go to YouTube and check that out. And we just had one with our guys from Indiana on Game On Sports, Don and Danny. Go check that one out as well.
All right, I want to give a shout out to all of the kids that are possibly returning to school this week. School's open. They have been virtual the first couple of 4 weeks, I believe. And some went to school. My son didn't. His little feelings were hurt. I had signed him up from virtual a long time ago, and he was like, yeah, I'm going back to school. I was like, no, you're not. Get that computer. So shout out to all the kids making it happen, making it work. And I think that's all the shout outs. Yeah, that's all the shout outs I have this week. So thank everybody again. Thank you all for listening to us, interacting with us. We definitely appreciate y'all every single week. Make sure you check us out next week. And actually, I believe we're doing a special show on Sunday as well. Probably won't be live though, right? We're just recording it, so got to make sure you check that show out. Make sure you check out the show with Shy Speaks. It was absolutely amazing last week.
Great.
I believe that's it, y'all. So we will see you. Oh, don't forget to go onto the website, comment, get you a shirt, get you the drink of the week. Comment on Uncut Gems. Oh, one more shout out to my sister-in-law who about to get me real fine. She sent me this workout and all this stuff I have to do. So if I'm not fine in a month, y'all, something ain't right. But she will actually be our guest for the show next week. She's going to be giving fitness tips and answering some questions about how you can get that corona fluffiness off of you. So shout out to all my fluffy people. We're going to get this under control because I don't see anybody doing the walk it off challenge anymore. Y'all been walking?
Well,
Yes.
no, hey. Well, I haven't.
Yeah.
I need to start back. Elena's been doing it.
Oh, Elena has?
Elena's been doing it, and a guy in Philly, Dennis, he's done it
Dennis
too.
been doing it.
He did it this
Dennis
morning.
been
I
doing
saw him do it this morning.
All right. Well, we're going to get back on it because wintertime is the best time to get summertime fun. All right, y'all?
Yep, but get my Tyson Beckford on.
And we trying to be fine all 2021, summer of 2021, because we got to make up for 2020.
Still going to be single, child. It don't even matter. KTQ the music. I'm out.
Single and fine.